Imagine waking up to a certified letter slapping you with a $30,000 fine for a shed that's not even on their turf. Your coffee turning bitter as you realize some busybody tyrant thinks she owns your dreams. That's how it started for me. Alex Rivera, a quiet graphic designer who just inherited a sliver of untamed land beyond our suffocating suburban enclave in Colorado Springs. The neighborhood looked perfect. Manicured lawns, matching mailboxes, but underneath, it was a pressure cooker of petty rules enforced by a self-appointed queen who'd turn your flower pot into a felony. I'd built that modest shed as a sanctuary after losing my partner to a long illness. It was my spot to sketch and breathe, far from the HOA's prying eyes. Permits in hand from the county, I hammered away, the scent of fresh pine mixing with my sweat. Then came the knock. "Mr. Rivera," drawled Karen Wilkins, the HOA president. Her voice honeyed poison as she stood there in her starched blouse, clipboard clutched like a scepter. At 5 feet 4 inches and pushing 250 pounds, she waddled up my drive with the authority of a mall cop on steroids. "We've noticed your structure. It violates our aesthetic standards. You'll need to tear it down." I blinked, pointing to the survey map. "Ma'am, this land's outside your boundaries, 847 feet clear." Her lips curled into that fake smile, the one that said, "Bless your heart," while plotting your ruin. "Our covenants protect the community vibe, dear. Ignorance isn't bliss." 2 weeks later, the fine hit, $30,000 for unauthorized encroachment. Whispers spread like weeds. Neighbors muttering I was unstable, grieving too loudly, avoiding my gaze at the block party. Karen had twisted my quiet project into a scandal. Her emails to the board dripping with concern. "We must maintain order for everyone's sake." It escalated fast. Karen's minions, board retirees with nothing better, staked out my yard, snapping pics of my commercial truck. It hauled art supplies. For God's sake. One evening, she showed up unannounced, measuring my fence with a tape like a deranged inspector. 2 inches off. "Alex, that's another $500. We're just keeping things fair." I bit my tongue, but inside, I seethed, noting her every hypocrisy, the way her own yard had unapproved gnomes peeking from bushes. "Fair? Like how you vetoed the community garden because it clashed with your vision." She huffed. "Standards aren't suggestions. Patience paid off." I dove into county records, the dusty archives humming under fluorescent lights. Surprise. The HOA's boundaries stopped dead at the old oak tree, my shed miles clear in legal terms. But digging deeper revealed the rot. Karen's board had funneled $45,000 in dues to her brother-in-law's consulting firm, a ghost company with no receipts. Legal fees ballooned, all to silence complainers like old Mrs. Patel. Fined $800 for exotic herbs. I mailed copies to every neighbor. "Who's really encroaching?" Karen fired back with a lean threat on my house, her voice cracking on the phone. "You'll regret this rabble-rousing, Mr. Rivera. We're protecting property values." The showdown hit at the emergency meeting, packed with furious homeowners clutching my evidence packets. Karen blustered from the podium, sweat beading on her forehead. "This is harassment. I volunteer tirelessly for you ingrates." But when Bob from down the street stood, waving bank statements, "Where's the playground fund you promised? It went to your spa retreats." Her face purpled, stammering, "Complex finances. Not for laypeople." Chaos erupted, shouts, gasps, as I played security footage of her sneaking onto my land at dusk, crowbar in hand, futilely prying at my shed's door like a cartoon villain. "That's edited," she yelped, but the crowd roared. Deputies arrived mid-rant, cuffing her for fraud and vandalism amid flashes from local news cams. Her empire crumbled, her order exposed as greed. 6 months on. Karen's doing time for embezzling $180,000. The board dissolved. Dues refunded. My shed stands proud. A beacon for the reformed HOA, now transparent. Neighbor run. Justice tasted sweet, watching her facade shatter. But here's the twist. Was Karen the real villain, or just a symptom of a system that lets petty tyrants play God? You tell me, was fighting back worth it, or should I have paid up and shut up?